This is a reading from the Notebooks by Maria Valtorta, 1944, January the 14th, and the reference is Acts of the Apostles, chapter 10, verse 15. Jesus says, "What God has purified, though it may appear to be impure, is a spirit that seeks God with purity of purpose. I have already told you," footnote in the dictation on January the 12th, "and through you I say to so many who are even less evangelized than you in my doctrine, that you must never judge. God alone is the judge. When from the height of my throne I see upright spirits pursuing their longing, and seeking God with every means at their disposal, seeking to serve and love this God with all their strength, I justify them and make them pure and pleasing in my sight, as children of mine. And where men fall short, I make up for it by granting spiritual lights. O lukewarm Catholic Christians, how often my word shines and becomes light in the hearts of those who are not your brothers and sisters in Catholicism, but who surpass you in love for Christ, and, even if they do not know Christ, in love for the true God, whom they feel, although he is unknown to them, to be living eternally in his creation. In truth I tell you that the Spirit of God knows no limitation, and becomes the teacher of truth, for many whom you deem to be disliked by God, like a tide covering one shore, while leaving uncovered the opposite one, which, because it is enveloped excessively with sand, does not allow the waves to rise up to cleanse it and moisten it with themselves. The Holy Spirit, whose coming too many of you Catholics hinder with your way of life, pours out his lights upon others more deserving than you to receive them, and purifies them for God, for he is the purifier, the preparer, and the perfecter of the work of the Word. As in human history, the Spirit, through the mouth of the prophets, prepared men for my coming, and, after my return to God, perfected in you the capacity to understand my word, so, too, it is always he, the third divine person, who prepares the way for me in the hearts that have not yet received me as truth, and waters them for me so that my truth, deposited like a seed borne by the divine wind, will become a large tree in them, upon which all the virtues may take up their dwelling. Prior to me, he baptizes present-day pagans, and by pagans I mean all the non-Catholics, and if only your goodwill wanted him to rebaptize you as well, for you are becoming, or have already gone back to being pagans, he baptizes with the fire of true love. I thus say to you once more, do not judge to be profane what God has purified, and have a heart of fraternal charity for all. I obey you by writing down Jesus' indication concerning Antonia's epigraph. Footnote. Antonia Dalbo Terruzzi, who was born in Como in 1907 and died in Viareggio on January the 4th, 1944. In the last 9 months of her life she was seriously ill, and offered herself for the salvation of Italy. Her agony in the 3 days preceding her death included manifestations which disturbed her relatives, who, by way of Father Migliorini, received the comfort of the reassuring epigraph written by Maria Valtorta, and later printed on the memoriam cards. After charity took her, she offered herself as a flower on the altar, a host for the misfortunes of the nation. She experienced the night of Christ in Gethsemane, and the bitterness of the 9th hour on the cross. But even before the resurrection in Jesus who is life, the blessedness of the elect was revealed to her, and with an advanced possession of love, she breathed out her spirit, sanctified by her heroism, looking at Mary, the star of her eternal morning. See the entry for January the 4th, note 8. I obey you by writing down Jesus' indication concerning Antonia's epigraph. After I had given you the page and you had departed with it, Jesus said to me, be sure to point out to Father that you forgot to put an accent on the letter E, preceding blessedness. Footnote 65. The word thus became e, the verb form is in Italian, and that changes the meaning of the sentence and makes it meaningless. Remember to tell him and have him add this accent. That's that. The morning there was nothing special for me, as there has been nothing up to this moment, 11 p.m.